So there's a lot to yap about. It's been about 2 weeks, roughly, since the announcement of God of War Laufey. I apologize for misenunciating it, but people talk about it, and it's almost crazy to the lengths of how angry some people are. I've seen a lot of Instagram posts. I see a lot of Twitter posts. So I just want to share. I want to share what I found and kind of discuss it. The idea is that what I'm discussing should be the posts that I'm sharing. I believe are going to be like it's going to be giving. Oh my god. I don't know what. I don't know what I'm doing with the window. But anyways, Instagram. That was the whole reason why I'm doing this, right? I saw a boatload of this on Instagram. It has flooded my Instagram. And I'm a little tired of it. Hold on.
Diagram between dudes who don't get laid on the regular and dudes.
Hold on. Let me just try that again. Sorry, my dude. Hold on. Let me just pause you. Okay, let me hear you.
I'm just saying, the Venn diagram between dudes who don't get laid on the regular and dudes who are mad that God of War Laufey has a female lead is a goddamn circle. A circle jerk, if you will. This shit has never made sense to me. Seeing a woman do something badass does nothing to make me feel insecure or take away from who I am as a person. And besides, as a straight male, I think I would rather stare at Faye's backside than Kratos' muscly man ass for 6
I got it. I mean,
hours. But honestly, misogyny in the gaming space comes as no surprise. We just expect that. What really pissed me off, though, is how little effort y'all put into it. Woke of War. Y'all went with Woke of War when God of Woke was right motherfucking there.
There's God of Woke, there's Mom of War, and, like, a bunch of crazy ways. There's a bunch of more beautiful ways to, like, be upset about it, but come on. Woke of War? Mom of War is good, God of Woke is great, but there is the population who is upset with a female lead in a God of War game is extremely crazy. Especially where there's like, I've archived like a tweet where, for whatever reason, Mr. Asmongold, who has been preaching to the high hills of Asphodel that he doesn't agree with it, and he's never played the 2018-2022 title, is incredibly interesting. I know why he makes Asmongold would talk about the subject, because rage baiting brings people to his channel, and then he gets more eyes on him, and it makes me feel like a part of his motif is like whatever all news is good news, and that is honestly effective in most markets, especially where you're at a place to where you don't care and you don't do enough to be in trouble by the law. You don't advertise Houthis, you don't advertise like terrorists or like shock your dog. But it's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? He says enough things to not become Hassan Piker. He does things to equally upset Hassan Piker, which is like incredibly funny, but like it's crazy.
That is pathetic. Starting to think a lot of y'all wasn't actually around in them 2006 COD lobbies y'all stay screaming about, because well, weak shit like that would have got your ass ate up. Anyways, I'm finna wrap this on up. If you are one of the people I'm speaking on that's hating on Mom of War, well, maybe you should seek therapy. Or apologize to your mother for ever forming these opinions. Rest of y'all have you a wonderful day, or at least the one you voted for deserved. Just do me one favor. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain, yeehaw, fuck the law. Love y'all. See you down the line. Look, I'm just saying.
Thank you, pissed off bartender. Go ahead and follow him. You know what? Why not? Why not just follow him? Because he make a good point to where people are going all crazy, and people who are rage baiting and are upset about Mom of War is in need of therapy. They need a bunch of things to like. They need they need more than just Deborah to convince them otherwise, because Deborah, who is the, I think she is the current voice actor and both the voice actor and character model of the upcoming Lao Fei game, and I believe, if I remember correctly, she is the voice of Fei, Kratos' second wife. Convinced him to settle down after the events of God of War 3. Convinced him to have a kid and have him go on, like, convince him it was a good idea to do certain things. She was so convincing. There has to be some respects to be a type of woman that convinces Kratos to do certain things, right? Because the whole title of God of War, I don't remember him ever actually wanting that. The title is not something you look for, like becoming a YouTuber, becoming a senator, becoming a graphics designer. That's not what the God of War is. The God of War is what people entitle you for the fear that you lay onto them. And apparently and allegedly, when Kratos and Fei met for the first time, they were at each other's throats. So that's incredibly wild for a woman who is in that position to put him in that position, right? So it's crazy to where, again, I just want to show off. I want to show off some of my feeds and then talk about some of the Twitter things I found as well in the process of talking about God of War, at least in this clip, and then we'll go from there. Thank you, bartender. Let's check the other one out.
This is the...
Hold on.
Look at her. Kratos was never a...
Hold on. This. I can never... Hold on.
Really? That's your main character? This is the... Look at her.
See, I think this guy... I don't honestly know your name, but the idea that the former God of War director has this almost instant reaction to the idea of someone as powerful as Fei to calm him down, potentially be at a stalemate with Kratos, and then convince him to have kids and convince him to, like, hey, I'm gonna be dying soon, do what I tell you because this is the best outcome for us down the road. It's incredibly crazy.
Kratos was never a good-looking guy. He was meant to have his nose broken and not be like...
Look, you say he's not meant to be a good-looking guy, but that's subjective. You don't think he's attractive, but you have not understood the amount of muscle that you convinced other men to develop because you built him in that way.
Like a matinee idol. Yeah. Because most of our audience then were men. We fed men, or at least straight men, what we thought they wanted.
I mean, women like a certain type of body too. So, like, the fact that you're targeting men with this kind of model, and you react in this no homo way, is incredibly projective.
Power and aggression and the ability to take care of business. That was the aspiration.
That's the thing, like, that's the funniest thing, to where, like, it's crazy to where you have these infant thoughts about what Kratos means to you and how you distributed it throughout God of War 1, 2, and 3. Cozy Squirtle YouTube, incredibly funny. Funny name, but I love how being a woman. There have been women gamers as long as there have been male gamers, which is true. I remember instances to where I'd have a nice conversation talking about, like, with a woman about, like, hey, the kind of games that once it's kind of like the veil of the 2000s, to where in the beginning you got bullied for talking about playing video games, You also got bullied for talking about anime. And look at us in 2020 and 2026 to where people are talking about anime more openly. We suffered from bullying of gaming and anime so that other people can properly enjoy anime and games in public. The concepts of talking about this so passionately in public has never been a thing 20 years ago, because you had to be like, you would look like a certain person if you played video games because of how unattractive, how unpopular some things were in early 2000s. But like, I digress. Women have always been able to play games with a main male character and still manage to connect with them. Arthur Morgan, I don't know. Desmond Miles, Geralt. Oh wait, Desmond Miles, is that Assassin's Creed, I think? And Arthur Morgan, who's Arthur Morgan? Is that Red Dead Redemption? Yeah, Red Dead Redemption, I was right. And then Desmond Miles was what is it? I know my games. Was Desmond Miles I want to say he was Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I was right. And then we know Joel from Last of Us, Geralt from The Witcher. Emphasizing with them, rooting for them, and giving hope. You did a good job, thank you. Nice edit. Women have never had a problem with male men characters. They're human, and women categorically can find what makes them interesting characters regardless of gender. Yeah, because like the whole like this little thing is like, I can get behind Bayonetta, I can get behind Zelda, Samus Aran. Is that what that's name? Samus Aran. I can get behind Samus Aran. Bayonetta, I can get behind. Peach and Daisy, I can get behind. What is it? There are things that are in my head. I'm thinking about strong female characters. Shoot, even if you character create a female character in World of Warcraft or in Dark Souls, or if you make a female character in Monster Hunter, if you make a female character in several games, to where it's also a fun game to play, yeah, you can still connect with these characters whether they're men or women, because like they're human or display human traits. It's like, I don't see I mean, there are games where you can play as the point being, we're looking at a humanoid female character, and we can relate to the person that we create and so forth, right? Women, I would make a caveat that women and people in general can categorically find what makes them interesting. So I can love LaFay because she somehow convinces Mr. Angry Man Kratos to settle down and have a kid and to be better, right? His whole entire mantra from the God of War in 2018 and 2022 was the whole message of being better. Your past doesn't dictate your identity, and you could always make a choice. That's an entire thing when it comes to like this whole thing about the current God of War. Because if anything else, like God of War LaFay is a ribbon on top of the story that we've been telling since God of War 18. God of War 18 is a story about Kratos manually burying his second wife properly. Like, he has to go through the loss of a wife a second time. And I don't know if there's another man out there that can actually handle the loss of a partner. But that is crazy to make me believe that it's weak to feel these emotions, to where he actually went through the process of finding someone, getting interested, becoming married, having family a second time. Because you would almost imagine the amount of loss that Kratos has had in the first trilogy would never give him another reason to have family again. But sometimes people give other people reasons to do so. Sometimes a lady like Faye gave Kratos a reason to think that he's allowed to have some kind of happiness, which is the form of a family, and he's allowed to love again. It's incredibly wild, considering that Athena gaslit him into doing a lot of things. That also means, that's the funny thing, because if I remember correctly, Kratos was gaslit by Athena to fight and kill Ares, believing that if he does this, then he will be forgiven. He wanted to be forgiven for the mistake of slaughtering his own family, because he was tricked by Ares. He was tricked by Ares to kill his own family, to make him a better warrior, to make him less distracted. And then Athena, in preventing him from killing Zeus, gaslights him that, oh no, you can't kill him, please, you can't kill Zeus. He's your father. And then and then in the third game he goes to like actively do it anyways, and then condemns him for choosing to release hope into the world after destroying like Zeus. Spoilers for a game that's like incredibly old, right? But it's wild. Men can't do that. The ones outraged by the addition of more female main characters cannot do that with female characters. They have to be able to relate to them, and the only way they know how to relate is if they are men. I mean, I don't technically think so. I don't know how I feel about men can't categorically find what makes them interesting characters. Because like both genders can find both genders categorically interesting. That's why we follow fandoms to the ends of the earth. That's why both men and women can follow certain characters into these kind of discourses on the internet. I don't believe in that statement. It's incredibly crazy to me. The only way they know how to relate, that's because a lot of men don't actually see women as people. They see them as objects, or see them lately as oppositions to even the enemy. Okay, that makes sense. Men, the guys who are outraging can't categorically find what makes women interesting characters. Okay, that I can, if I wrap my head around it long enough, I can see what they're talking about. Men who don't feel this way men who don't feel like women are taking their jobs, women are taking my idols, women are taking my heroes, have no problem with what gender the character is, because a good character is a good character, end of story. Which is incredibly fair, because like, oh yeah, and then in the edit, there's like, this person, sounds like she, yep, a living woman, she, good post, she, her name is Cozy Squirrel, YouTube is what I'm understanding, because if I remember correctly, some people do that with their YouTube channels, to where they do name_TV for Twitch, I think. That's the thing. This little bit at the end is advertising that she has a YouTube channel. Yeah, but ultimately, we don't know. We even, like, to further hammer down the point, we don't even know what the story of Lao Fei is going to be about. Because all we know about the story is that Lao Fei was cremated, was a burning burial by Kratos. She goes into the afterlife of the Everwind. She wakes up in confusion because she doesn't know where she is, and all we know is that she's traversing Everwind, gets captured by a Mongolian soldier, and then gets punched left and right by a Mongolian god of war and an Egyptian god of war, and then finds a cube with a sword that we don't know about yet. We don't know what the sword is, but we have a talking ribbon and a talking cube, gelatinous cube. And then, yeah, that happens, and then the whole point of the story, I think, is to figure out what's happening at the observatory, what's happening with the two god of wars that are like imprisoning dead spirits, I guess, because there was a fox that was, they had a rock, they put the rock on the fox, and then there was an aura that came around the fox, and that's not good. And then Lao Fei is just, I don't know if Lao Fei is trying to go home and trying to be revived again, but for whatever reason the gateway to being revived is closed. That's a plot point that we don't know about. Hold on. There's a lot going on too, but also there's, okay, calm down, lady. You're beautiful, but calm down. I have to admit, my Instagram does not help me either, because some of the women that I follow on Instagram are big, muscular women that can fold meat into a pancake, and that's almost a bit of an inspiration. It's about the power that they have. It's not about sex. It's about power. Sophia, I don't know Sophia from Plague's Tale. Mael, Lune, and the Paintress and Expedition 33 I do know, although that is upsetting. You didn't introduce... Wait, hold on. There's one more character. Expedition 33 women. There's also... CL. How could you not introduce my queen CL as well? CL is incredibly strong. CL is an incredibly strong teacher as well. There's Ciri. I don't know Ciri very well, but I know The Witcher 4 is coming out. I also know that I know of Lara Croft. Everybody knows her. Shoot, if I'm in a firefight, Lara Croft is. I can trust her. I'm not familiar with Isabel, so let's mute this for a second. Let's see the edit. Ciri. There's Clara Redfield, definitely for sure. Lara Croft, I trust. Senua, I don't know the character yet, but I can play it. I have a way to play it before the third title comes out. And there's all the mutants: Jean Grey, Rogue, Mystique, Jubilee, Emma Frost. Emma Frost? Yes, Emma Frost. There's also, I said Rogue already. There is it Helga? I don't know. But the girl from what is it? What am I thinking of? Asgard, right? There's a bunch of women within Asgard already that have women from Norse mythology. There's a bunch of X-Men women that are like powerful, and I can follow because they can fold me like pennies, right? There's also Karlach, Rose Belmont, the daughter of Trevor Belmont. It's crazy. Aloy is crazy. I have not met Jesse yet, but I do have the game, and I want to know about the Control story before Resonant comes out, because I've been told that Resonant is a kind of like Devil May Cry style game. That's really fun. But that's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video right now because I'm recording while I stream. So I'm gonna continue. So come back again for me yapping a bit more. Thank you, and I'm live recording, so I'll see you next time, right? Man, let's see what Cozy Squirrel, Orbitals, that's a good game. Clair Obscur is a good game. This is crazy. Amsterdam 166 is crazy. The idea of it's almost Bloodborne-like. I'm excited for that. Anyways, wait. I want to hear you though, dude. Hold on. Alright, hey guys. We're still talking about God of War, LeFay. Still big drama about it. I don't know why we still have drama about it, but we do. Anyways, this guy is fresh out of the oven, IG. Kind of like the other girl. Cozy Squirrel YT is branding themselves, I think, the same way, to where fresh out the oven IG is for their Instagram profile. Let me actually check YouTube. Fresh out of the oven. Does he have a YouTube channel? Is it just fresh out the oven? He does have a YouTube channel. Okay. He's I guess he's reposting. He reposts his shorts on here for now. I don't know if he has an actual YouTube channel. So we'll see what happens. We'll see eventually, right? Anyways, let's check out his opinion because he looks fun.
I hear one more abysmal take on the new God of War game. I'm taking away a good noodle star.
God of War? More like God of Woke.
Okay, good. Someone actually said God of Woke instead of Woke of War.
More like God of War.
Let's go over some of these
The edit.
complaints. First up, why is it called God of War when it's not even about the God of War? I don't know, because it takes place in the same universe? Let me introduce you to
Like the whole point of it being called God of War is marketing. The reason why they name it as God of War so that they make you understand that this game that's happening after Ragnarok takes place within. They're showing you and they're telling you that God of War LeFay takes place during the same timeline cycle that God of War and Ragnarok does. It's not taking place in Greece. It's not taking place in Rome. It's not taking place in China. God of War LeFay is distinctly telling you this is still taking place within like the same timeline as the Norse mythology, the Norse lore.
a little thing called a franchise. They
Wait, hold on.
aren't trying to abuse the name of Kratos to sell more games. Heck, the gameplay they showed has people foaming at the mouth already.
Yeah, because the gameplay for God of War here, very fun. I think to myself, LeFay will have more than the sword because it feels Devil May Cry like, to where she has multiple ways to attack. She has her sword with it. She can smack you with her sword. She can then whip you with the ribbon and pull you in. It's crazy. Or do like a multi attack of like a surrounding enemy.
Short, quick, and easy.
God. Abs, right? Abs are beautiful. Abs are beautiful.
To get their hands on it.
I didn't see the same complaints when Halo ODST came out.
Where's the Halo ring? Why is it called Halo with no Halo ring?
Yeah, and also the fact of like Halo ODST is not a game about like people weren't upset about Halo ODST because of you're not playing the Master Chief. It's because it's telling you it's in the universe of Halo. So
What about Halo Reach? Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening doesn't have Zelda in it. What about Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask? I could go on. Heck, for half of his own games, Kratos isn't even the God of War.
is he not the God of War? Because he's in God of War where God of War, which one is it? I don't know. God of War Betrayal, God of War 2, God of War, he is not the God of War until he defeats Ares. In God of War 2, this is where he was the God of War, got his powers drained by Zeus, and then he's not the God of War because he died. His title was removed, his powers as a God of War, as the God of War was removed too. So, in him, he's not even the God of War. He is a godling trying to kill Zeus. That's the whole thing about that. Anyways.
But the game is woke. Elaborate. There's the woman in it. You know what? I have some grace for this argument. Human beings are naturally hesitant of new experiences, so of course these pitiable Philistines who have never even spoken to a woman would be wetting their britches at the thought of a female protagonist.
It's not like we've taken Kratos and said, let's make him female.
Have we forgotten that she's...
I wonder, but I do wonder. Someone has an anime about it. There's anime.
canonically stood toe-to-toe with Thor? She's capable, she's gorgeous, and she's gonna be awesome. Look at this.
Yeah, that's beautiful gameplay.
Now look at yourself. Lastly, and one of the biggest arguments I've seen, no Kratos, I'm passing.
Again, why would we play a game without Kratos? Because we have other games. We have a game about him and Deimos' children. And people didn't like that game, I don't think either. There's a God of War remake in development. But until that game's actually developed and fully fleshed out, you can play the original. The original God of War series is currently playable, I believe, if my understandings are correct. Let me just look that up. God of War Steam. Let me check this out. Just the, let me look for just the game. Huh. So no. So I'm wrong. When I look up God of War, I can only see the PlayStation, let's see, God of War Ragnarok, and I can only see God of War 2018, which I guess was interesting. So God of War, I was wrong actually. God of War Ragnarok was 2024, and God of War 2018 was made playable in 2022. Okay, God of War PSN. Let's see. Hold on. Let's check out all the games, right? Let me see. Is it possible to check out all the games? There is, to my understanding, you can play the God of War from 2018. You can, let's see what else. You can play God of War 3 Remastered. You can play Sons of Sparta. What else? Really? I would have thought that there'd be other ways to play God of War. Let me hold on. God of War, and then top results, games. Really? Okay. What about the Xbox Store? God of War. Microsoft Store. Okay, let's see. God of War. Really? Okay, so the more I'm looking into it, I'm becoming a fool. You can't play its other renditions, I guess, which kind of sucks. But anyways, more importantly, why would we play a game without Kratos? To be in the world. The world that was made by God of War is beautiful, violent, and fills me with like endorphins? Serotonin. Anyways.
Brother, you got tons of Kratos games.
Well, that's like, we say this. We have tons of Kratos games that we can play where Kratos is the protagonist. But as I just looked, it's definitely, unless you play God of War 3 Remastered, the other titles are very difficult to come by. You can play God of War Ragnarok, God of War 3 Remastered, but it's difficult to get to play a port of these God of War, that one, these ones, that one, these ones over here, and these two. There's extremely difficult to play those versions in my understanding, but the point is, there are already these titles where you were the god, where you were Kratos. Because if you want more Kratos, there's definitely a way to play these. Actually, hold on. GOG God of War? Can you do GOG God of War? Can you look up God of War in GOG? Close that. God of War. Okay. Jeez, man. I'm just looking for Kratos God of War, man. Trying to look for it. Oh my god. GOG isn't helping me either. Let me, hold on. God of War. Because there's God of War from Santa Monica. I'm looking for... There's Warhammer 40k. You know, GOG is not helping me right now.
You can go back and play. Let them experiment. This is Santa Monica's first time doing something like this. They've been doing nothing but Kratos since 2005. And it's not like they're getting rid of Kratos. They straight up said they'll never stop making games with him in it. He is the face of the franchise.
And again, there was an announcement. When was the... There was an announcement by the original voice actor of Kratos to where they're working on a remake, so you'll get that at least.
This is just something new, something fresh. It's alright if you were hoping to get more Kratos, that's fine, it's not bad. But don't call the game dog water just because you didn't get what you wanted. That's childish. Doo-doo head. For goodness sakes, there's so much better stuff to be getting mad at than a game that genuinely looks this good. So let's take all these dumb comments.
It looks good.
And move on. If I hear one more abysmal...
Yeah, like, so anyways, that's fresh out the oven IG. Follow him. I like that. I did not try to do that. Like it. I'm liking it. I'm gonna move on. But again, that's fresh out the oven IG. Follow him if you like. Again, he makes incredible points. But I will say again, if you don't like this version of God of War, That's okay. There are games before this, and there are planned to be games after this. So, and shoot, you're telling me you're gonna rip this opportunity from somebody's experience when maybe they never played the first 3 games. Maybe their first introduction of Kratos, God of War, was the 2018 version, was the Ragnarok. You're telling me you want to take their experience away from them? Get out of here. Anyways, hold on.
Go into things with agendas so hard. I have to ask, can you actually enjoy video games?
I can't. What the? Hold on.
Niggas go into things with agendas so hard. I have to ask, can you actually enjoy video games anymore? The Summer Games Fest happened. Some really cool stuff got showed off. What I really wanted to talk about though, God of War showed off a new game called God of War Lofi. It's about Kratos' wife, and you play as his wife who died because she is not resting in peace. She actually went to super hell. The game looks cool.
That is a fair description of super hell, because again, in Everwind, this is Sonic Arva. Man, Sonic. Oh, Sonic. Your name is Sonic. What's RVA? I don't even know what RVA is. But your name is Sonic. Go follow him if you like. I'm gonna like you already. But this game looks really cool. Yeah, because, like, again, you're in Super Hell. You have a cool sword. I think it's equivalent to the Vorpal sword, if not the Excalibur. Hard to say, right? Because it looks legendary within the mythos of like multiple mythoses, so who knows, right? Anyways,
a big issue is the people looking at it. You niggas go into things with agendas so hard. I have to ask, can you actually enjoy video games anymore? Like, is this something that you like doing, or are you just trying to push your mega agenda that
that you got from Asmongold? Okay, because I don't know, because I do have a thing from Asmongold, whatever, like many like days ago. I'll have to find it eventually, because I have a thing about somebody was reacting to his reaction to the whole thing, and he didn't even play 2018. But essentially, like, is the agenda that you can't play God of War without playing Kratos? Like, it's like saying you can't play Devil May Cry unless you see a devil actually crying. You can't play, there are certain, whatever comes up in my head. I don't know what I'm trying to pull up, but like, it's crazy. I don't know what the agenda is
that you got from Asmongold. I'm gonna attack Asmongold later. Give it time. They are very upset that it is a God of War game and you are playing as a woman. I'm watching them move their goalposts in real time. At first it was they don't like how the industry is putting unattractive women in games. Now they have to move their goalposts because. And
to be fair, like, hold on, like, who is, I need to find the man. Hold on. Deborah. Because let's see. Because she is Deborah Ann Wool is the voice actress and person model for God of War Laufey. You're telling me she's not. It is your subjective opinion or object. She objectively is attractive, depending on the person that you talk to, right? Subjectively is your own opinion. You can make your own opinion about if she's attractive or not. Red hair, never met her. I've only known her with the blonde and like the brunette. But yeah, no, and like this, but like ultimately, you have to make your own opinion if she's attractive or not. I think she's fine. She's fine looking, and she may get more attractive if I actually was in a position like Kratos where we almost got each other by the throats and then time made us fall in love with each other. Like, what are you saying?
Because the actor for Kratos' wife is Deborah Ann Woll. That is the woman from Daredevil. They now have to pretend as if she is ugly. That woman is not ugly. You niggas aren't.
She is not objectively ugly. You say that she is subjectively ugly. Know the difference between objective and subjective. Objective means there's... Objective beauty is kind of like telling me that the water is objectively blue because of the sky. That's like telling me that I'm objectively Asian because I'm Vietnamese. Subjectively, she can or cannot be beautiful. I think she looks fine. She looks great.
Insufferable. You niggas don't want to play the video game. You want to complain. Are we really just hating that it's a God of War game with a woman in it? I saw niggas saying that they should take the God of War title off the game since you're not playing as Kratos and it's not a God of War game.
God of War, again, is a title instilled onto you. God of War has nothing... It's not the same as asking Satoru Gojo, are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo? Or are you Satoru Gojo, therefore you're the strongest? It's like, one does not relate to the other, man. Your name doesn't... Kratos doesn't relate to the title of God of War.
Nigga, fuck you. Well, who are you to tell me that this can't be a God of War game? Who are you to tell them that it can't be a God of War game? It's directly related to the God of War mythos, so why wouldn't it be a God of War game? How do you look at a game?
That's basically like telling me... That's like the other argument previously to where, how can you tell me that Halo ODST is not a Halo game just because we're not playing Master Chief? How can you tell me that Halo Reach is not a Halo game without playing Master Chief? Halo Reach was a story that ended with you making sure that the Pillar of Autumn can go to space to then go to the first ring that you see in Halo. Are you telling me that without playing Kratos, there's no God of War? That is poor. That is a poor opinion.
Game with a woman, a big woman with a sword, doing air combos and shit, and say this is whack. I know you niggas don't have fun. I don't even think you niggas... I just don't understand the criticism for it. It's all just fake agenda pushing bullshit. You niggas, I guarantee you, you've never had sex in your life, whether it be man, woman, or in between. And they go so hard with their agendas, it makes you almost form an anti...
I will say that I think I found some of the reels talking about Asmon, so we will see if I found the right ones.
Agenda. You argued in bad faith. I now have to go argue in badder faith. I hate what gaming has become, bro. It's snowballed from the fucking anti-Gamergate niggas all the way to now, and we are in fucking hellscape zone. Niggas are saying video games aren't political. Nigga, Wolfenstein is a game.
Yeah, it is a game about killing Nazis.
Game where you literally kill Nazis, man. This shit is ridiculous. Like, even on some, like, misogynist tip, bro. Like, you don't want to look at a fat ass. These niggas are also the same people that are pushing this.
I mean, like, even... Yeah, definitely, I can definitely see where Townfall and Silent Hill F had controversies because, oh no, we're not... This Silent Hill is not my Silent Hill because it doesn't work off of the main storyline that came from the first few games when Silent Hill is a concept, not the location. It's kind of like that one scene in Thor to where Asgard isn't a place. Asgard is its people, right? The people make up what Asgard is. It's not the location. It's not the Holiday Inn that was in the city. It is its people. not the location. God of War is the world, not just Kratos. It's the God of War is the environment that this game franchise has been telling from dawn till dusk. It's not about Kratos nor his inability to find therapy. He found therapy. He found therapy through this woman, LaFay.
It's like super racist hate towards that Silent Hill game. The new Silent Hill game has a black main character, and you can imagine what they've already done, right? They don't want to see black woman anything. They just like white men in their games. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's like 400 billion games. Almost every game, you're a white dude or could be a white dude. Guess what? All the hairstyles, all white people stuff. You think
That is honestly true because off the top of my head, when I think of a white character that is in video games, I somehow think, for whatever reason, what comes to mind is the Space Marine that I don't even think you can custom character your Titus in that game. White character. I'm trying to prove a point. I'm not saying white characters are the problem, but there's a problem to where the diversity that people try to push within Concord got the game canceled. High Guard, the way they pushed their narrative and characters, eventually got them canceled. Ghost of Yotei, the gameplay seems fine, but the revenge plot that this game has isn't attractive. There's something about how I don't like the portrayal that Eric Onishi does in Ghost of Yotei, and that's my personal opinion. My personal opinion says that Eric Onishi's character, not great. There was also one other thing as well. I think Forsaken? Forspoken? It's not Forspoken, it's Forsaken. Is it Forsaken? Not Forsaken. God, what is that? Flintlock. Yeah, this game where it had the female lead, this female-led game made no sense in my opinion, because when I played it on the channel, it was incredibly weird to where the game sets you up with a slideshow, and then it drops you in the middle of a battle against the undead, and then you get this female character. Let me see if there are other pictures. This female character, for whatever reason, has a vendetta that cannot be quenched until all the gods are killed. And we don't know her reasons why that she is that way. We don't know her reasons why that she's angry. We just know that she hates the gods. She's in the war against zombies. And like, I don't know where people find ways to talk smack about games, but don't ruin other people's fun.
niggas have that hair? No, we get the afro. We get the comically large stretch afro and
that is like a little bit racist. And then Asians get the bowl cut, or they get like the samurai buns.
nasty braids. We just started getting dreads, and now they didn't put only the side swept joints. No one has those. You niggas go.
And like, it is a fair point that Sonic makes. Go follow Sonic RVA if you want to. You know what? I like his opinion. He's pretty chill. I will follow him. I can't wait to see what else he has to say, because the whole God of War incel uproar is crazy. I can't even remember what Asmund said to spark this whole thing, but we're gonna get into it the longer we go through Instagram. Okay, so it's incredibly wild. God of War Le Fay, I do want to check out. It's most likely a game that is console exclusive, so I don't think I get the ability to play it. In my opinion, I don't think I will, because they're trying to push into a direction to where they need reasons for people to buy the console, and if it's a multiplayer game like Marvel Tokon, then it'll be cross-platform. Or Final Fantasy Revelations, it'll be cross-platform. That makes sense. But single-player games like God of War, they'll likely go back into, like, I believe it'll be just released on PlayStation, actually, unless God of War. Let me see. God of War. Okay, as far as I know, there's no announcement for Steam. So it's only available in the PlayStation Network store. But yeah, that's the video for this segment. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna keep yapping. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just pause the next guy. Oh, next girl. Sorry, Storm. Sorry, girl. Mom of War, Cube, God of War Le Fay. Let's check the comments first. Kratos mentions that they almost killed each other and she threw hands with Thor. So that's pretty exciting. Wait, what do you mean? Does anyone even remember his first wife and son? No, Kratos had a daughter. It was Kratos daughter. Calliope. Calliope was his first child. So I don't know where you're coming from with the first son. I don't know what this is about. Frank the Cube is gonna make us cry. We're gonna cry about a cube. That makes sense. Alright. Let me see if I can't find. I do have my other, like, let me see. Okay, let's see. So before we move on to the other Instagram posts that I found, Stormfall33, Storm got into my feed. I'm excited to see what she thinks about Mom of War.
The guy who is a stoic god of war fell for this woman and had a child with her. What kind of lady lands Kratos? And it's like, yeah, you can see how. She's
just
soul punched him.
That is pretty sick, honestly. The way she fights, incredibly sick.
I think you should give her the sword.
And then
Focus M. Dude, the Quaid Cube is taking me the out.
The cube. But again, like, the fact that this guy goes into the air and with combustion pushes himself towards you for a rider slash. That's pretty sick. I gotta be honest. That's a pretty good game. You going into the air, use your fire abilities to bust to really like push you towards the ground for a punch. Pretty sick. And then title card.
Well, I can't wait to play the new Mom of War when I'm 32.
Hey. Storm, you gotta stop with that slander. I'm how old am I? I'm already 33. Don't you dare put that slander of the 30s on me. But yeah. In a funny way of her mentioning the Quig Cube, I found a thing from what is it? Gundo. And it's crazy. I don't know why he's having such beef about the cube, because he says, why spend money on motion capture during people who are playing a cube and a ribbon for God of War? This is why games cost so damn much to the developers. Pomni, I don't know. Oh, I don't want to click Pomni. I'm scared about that. Again, like before, his credentials are idiopathic, anger of the righteous outlaw, culture critic, CEO of Dickbags. That doesn't give me much to believe in. Let me see what else. Post whatever you want. You can curse. It just has to be tasteful. Hate how women who become famous for their looks are now subjecting us. You can't even write that sentence right. I hate how women who became famous for their looks now subject us to their vapid opinions. I can't even read that correctly. Anyways, I don't know how much of his opinion is true, because to be fair, when it comes to mocapping, Deborah has to talk to somebody, right? Gundam here it sounds like somebody who is not well educated, and when you're acting in a mocap room, you need something to. When an actor acts their heart out, you need an entity to act with, right? So you have to think to yourself, Deborah can't just talk to a ball that's like floating in the air, or a stick that someone just whacks around left and right. You can't just have that situation happening, right? Because an actor needs to act with something, and that's silly. The whole point of this, the mocapping is the fact that, Jelly jiggles, right? So my impression is that I don't know who this girl is. She might be the ribbons. I don't exactly know. But for the way that a cube made out of Jello would jiggle, makes a lot of sense to where it's whenever he runs around, the rig is gonna jiggle based on how it's on its shoulders, because the straps will jiggle, sure. And he is told for how many hours in a day to just shake the rig so that you look like you're jiggling when you're moving. But ultimately, it's a situation where an actress needs something to act with, kind of like how their stunt doubles, and some stunt doubles become a stand-in for actors, so the actors can act their heart out, right? And I don't know what's going on with this guy. I don't think it's really affecting the game. It costs that much. These are not multi-release mega blockbusters. It's a video game. Most A-list video games actors only make a couple thousand for most works. He probably got paid less. Again, what is it about money? I don't know if it's about money that he's talking about money, okay? Because the amount of time, the $400,000, the $500,000 budgets that we hear about from video games, I think actually comes from the time it takes to edit. And like, you could make a cube in engine, but the actor, being mocap, still has to act with something, right? That's my understanding. But let me see the quotes, or let me see a couple more. You clearly don't know how this works. See, this one, this person knows. These are just referential motion capture as well. If they one-to-one implemented the animation, I might say that it could add some kind of actor expression, but an animator is just going to look at the moving tracker points as references while manually animating. You could do this way cheaper with video references instead of a whole expensive rig. But again, that's slightly ignorant, because it doesn't change that the actors need something to act with. Otherwise, like, it's all. Are you telling me that he would have done a better job if you watched a cube move on screen and you would dub the cube like you would in an anime or a cartoon animation? I don't know. Anything important down here? It's been long standing saying that there's a lot of frustrating filmmakers in the game industry who want to make movies instead of video games. I don't know about that. Hideo Kojima's influence poisoned the industry. I don't know about that. Many of these AAA games have bloated devs costs, and the rumors of Gears E-Day being upwards of 400 million, which I doubt, by the way. However, it's actually, no, Charlie did talk about this a little bit, to where it may not actually be $400 million, but it is a concern to where how much does the game actually cost, and does it make sense that it costs a certain amount? It truly brings up a valid question of what these companies are really spending money on. Spending money on an actor to mocap as a cube is wild. And I think let's try to think about how let's think about how this comes into being, right? Because you need a reference to, because mocapping puts actors into the scene, which makes it easier for the animators to animate it in game. If I remember correctly, the server room that Mark made in his bathroom is what computed his ability to make the blood the way that it did in the movie. So my understanding is that the money that goes into this specific project will come into how the blob will be blobbing based on the algorithm that it requires. But again, I am not a filmmaker, but I do know that development costs comes in the form of like what they do to animate it, and then what they do to edit the game and edit everything. Editing takes a lot of time and a lot of money. But is this the Instagram post I was thinking of? Let me see. Oh no. Let me see. Okay, let's see. What do you mean you don't want to be a hot woman swinging a sword? Let's see what he has to say. This is Major Pectoralis 49. Okay.
I don't understand, man! What do you mean you don't want to play the hot woman with a sword? And you like women? You like kissing women? You like being you draw the line and get to play the hot milf with a sword? Who gets to attack things? I don't understand!
Yeah, no, I don't understand it either, Major Pectoral. I don't understand why someone wouldn't want to be a strong, attractive woman and, like, beat the crap out of you, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people like playing Chun-Li or Cammy or Yuri or, Mai Shiranui from Street Fighter. I don't know why people liked the announcement of Tifa and Street Fighter so much that people were screaming. You could hear Maximilian dudes screaming from across the country with the news that you can make Tifa into a Street Fighter. I don't understand it either, dude. I don't understand it either. Looking for? Here's another piece. Yeah, here's another piece that's like I want to yap about. So why is it called God of War with no Kratos? Why is it called God of War with no Kratos? He was the Ghost of Sparta fighting for the title. It's same as Zelda. Link isn't Zelda. Okay, cool. Tabletop topics. Okay, I like this already. I like this already. I like this already. Let's see what they have to say. Oh God, puta madre.
If there's no Kratos, first of all, he didn't become God. He was the Ghost of Sparta throughout God of War 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, because you're right. Because God, he only ever had the position of the God of War during cutscenes, but when you play as Kratos, you show the world why he is called the God of War. He is the God of War not because of his title. He is the God of War of what he can do.
He was not the God of War. He was fighting God. Yeah, Ares. Why would you make a game and call it God of War when there's no? Why would you call it The Legend of Zelda if you're playing not playing Zelda? Why would you?
The Legend of Zelda. I gotta be honest. When you Legend of Zelda games, you know, let's look it up. Why is it called The Legend of Zelda? Why is it called The Legend of Zelda? Okay. Okay, so allegedly Reddit thinks that The Legend of Zelda is called that way because the legend says that Zelda is the personification of the goddess Hylia, and she is the one responsible for sealing Ganon in games. She's the main role of sealing evil, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella are about a damsel in need of some rescue, but Zelda is a very powerful, like, princess in her own right.
Call out Super Smash Brothers if you're not smashing the bros.
You know, you're honestly right. Why is it called Super Smash Brothers if you're not smashing your bros? I don't know, man.
Why would you call it Metroid Prime if you're not playing in Metro?
Isn't Samus Aran technically a Metroid? Is Samus Aran a Metroid? Huh. I mean, technically, at some point in the timeline, Samus Aran does become a Metroid, and then I believe in Metroid Dread, she becomes an amalgamation of human Metroid and Chozo Warrior, I think. So that in itself becomes technical and it's very weird.
I hate that shit. It's the weak. Tell me it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh no.
Catch your ugly mugs at tabletop topics on YouTube or Twitch, I think. Okay. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern time. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, boys. Why is it called God of War if it's not about the titular man of the God of War? It's crazy, right? It's a crazy thought process. I'm not the one to tell you how to enjoy your game. Ultimately, if you enjoy God of War, if you enjoy the franchise, please play it. But don't start causing fights about God of War and how God of War Lefay is not God of War, because you're telling me that Kratos wanted the title of God of War. No, he wanted revenge, and that was the only thing in his mind. When he didn't get what he wanted in the first game, you meet up with him from the very beginning. In the very beginning, he was on some ledge, and you meet up with him again at the end of the game, and he takes a dive. And then Athena said, "No, you don't get to swim. You get your rightful place as the God of War, as someone who killed Ares, God of War." And he didn't want that. And in God of War 2, his primary goal was to climb out of hell and fight Zeus, because Zeus killed him, so it was a revenge plot. Every time you played God of War 1, 2, 3, the side games, it's all a lot about vengeance, rage, and revenge. But then 2018, 2022, it's a story about being better, of moving past your history and your mistakes and carving your own pathway, carving your own future out of it. Incredibly crazy. Like, again, the drama is incredibly wild. Man, people don't know it. People don't know it. Let's see, what did I find the original one? Let me see. Is this it? Oh, this is it. Okay, I found a few of them. I found that one. I found where the Asmongold hate was coming from, and Asmon admitting he hasn't played God of War since 2005. So, off the cuff, thank you, official Papa Gut, for sharing this, because this sheds a light on what I saw a half an hour ago, or like an hour ago, from just me starting the stream because I wanted the app. But this is wild. Asmongold says, I mean, God of War in essence is a guy's game. Bayonetta, or as far as I was aware of, was a guy's game. Is it a shooter? Guy's game. Is it a racing game? Guy's game. Is it a fighting game? Guy's game. Is it about war? Guy's game. World of Warcraft? Guy's game. Is it about an angry man? Guy's game. Master Chief? Guy's game. Fist in the North Star? Guy game. Right? But also, Asmongold, like many of us, can be wrong. Let's just see the full clip, and Papa Gut's opinion.
Guy game, it's made for guys. Kratos is the peak masculine male character, and the people that are playing it are overwhelming.
YouTube. Asmongold accidentally admits he never played God of War as anti-woke tears stream down his face.
Men. If you swap it over to being a middle-aged suburban mom who has a magic sword that she can talk to and she can cast magic spells with her hands, nobody gives a shit about it.
I mean, again, if no one gives a shit about it, usually that's you're not wrong. If you're talking about the average woman in a suburban neighborhood who has a talking sword, who has a talking cube, companions that looks like something out of Disney, that's fair. But that is a disservice on the character that is LeFay. She went like we talked about earlier. She went toe to toe with the God of Thunder, Thor. Kratos lost to Thor, and out of pity and out of pure spite, Thor said, "You are not done yet," and resuscitated Kratos when he was on the verge of death. You don't even get a chance to fulfill the QTE of him dying because Thor was so petty. Kratos fought at a standstill with this woman. How do you not? It's crazy that Asmongold is very good at rage baiting people for the engagement.
Kratos' story right now is done. It's over with. There's nothing really else to tell.
Yeah, because there is technically more things to tell, because when I look at God of War, I look at I haven't played God of War 4 yet, God of War Ragnarok yet, but I should be able to play it on the PlayStation 4. I don't have the 5 yet. That's a lot of money. Point being is that at the end of God of War Ragnarok, he sees a mural and he sees a future to where he gets what he's always wanted. He wants to be forgiven. He wants to be relieved of the thoughts from when he was forced to kill Calliope and his first wife. He has carried that anger at himself for the past 20 years. And he wants to just be forgiven. He wants, and through that, I think, get praised. Because let me see if I can't find it. YouTube. Let's check it out. First one on. Let's one on. Ragnarok. Okay, sure. All cutscenes. Okay, let's see. So I can find it. Okay, cool. Let's see. So let's look at this, because this is extremely important, because there is one more story to tell, to where, let me see if I can mute this. So this is what they find at the end of the game, and LeFay knew their fate. Wait, what? Because you see here, there's a apparently, I even don't even know why. I don't know why Atreus didn't even go behind it. I wonder if so. There's the thing. There is Atreus looking back at Kratos. I wonder if Atreus makes me almost wonder if Atreus knew, and if she knew. Because he, by himself, discovers a backside to those murals, which depicts, which for whatever reason, Faye knew of him coming from Greece, coming to what would now be called Greenland. And then this is where his story officially ends. This is where Faye saw him at the end of his story. Praised, forgiven. He wants this. He wants this. So much. Hold on. Let me see if I can like bring up the volume on this. Like, there's a point to his story at the end too. Hold on, let me just maximize it. This is where his story is at the end of God of War. He finds a thing about him. He is covered in praise, covered in glow. He looks forgiven. He is praised of the God that he is. And he's so relieved that Faye saw this for him. And then he has to cut it short because she's here. And him here.
There, brother. Path.
A path, yep.
One I never imagined.
He never he never believed that he would have been forgiven.
And what now?
There's much to do.
There's definitely much to do, right? Because he never saw himself getting to a point of being forgiven, getting to a point of being like seen as worthy. And that's the story. Like that is the last story that we can see of Kratos once the writers develop it, right? That's my understanding.
He's gone through both of his arcs. His original arc where he's basically an angsty teenager, which is cool because I identified with that when I was younger. You know, big boobs and shit and violence and blood. I'm playing God of War 3 right now. Gameplay-wise, probably the best of the original series. And then you got like a really good, story of maturation where he becomes a father and he tries to, limit his anger and teach his son based on his reckless past. And like, there's a lot of productive shit. But what else can you tell? If anything,
you can tell about how you can tell the story about him in that mural, because we don't know what leads to him being praised like a worthy god.
Oh, hey, buddy. They gave us our food stamps.
Damn it.
anything, I would have said move on to Atreus. Make him an adult, give him mommy's axe, but make him split into multiple axes so he can throw him. That'd be sick. And then come back to him with the bow. It's just cringe. Make the remakes, make it so that he has to, make an emotional journey. Do a little bit more than just like,
Yeah, because at that point, would you be upset if the God of War franchise followed Atreus? But no, we got, instead of Atreus, years into the future, we get LaFay, who was at a standstill with Thor, that also Thor technically killed and defeated Kratos. And like, you have to remember that Kratos was defeated by Thor and was resuscitated by Thor just to throw salt into the wound. And LaFay was at a standstill.
We remade the old games to make them, update a little better. Do some dope where Kratos has to choose whether he wants to change the past and save his daughter or keep the past the same so he can meet his son. But like, what else is there to tell, dude? And they decided to go in this direction. As long as the story's good, I don't give a They're trying to expand the universe. Everybody does this. It makes sense to do it this way. I don't want to see another game where you play as Kratos for no reason. It's boring.
You can make fun of it all you want, can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I want to be catered to.
A few moments.
Like, every person wants to be catered to. That is the ultimate dream.
Later.
Who's this? No, I haven't played God of War since God of War 1.
He has not played the game since that is the face of everybody. Like, again. Why? Again, Asmongold is very good at marketing. He's very good at rage baiting people as well, because he understands the algorithm to where if he gets enough people angry at him, they're going to make content about him. And if they make content about him, he can make content about the content that's about him. He knows how to do that. Because I cannot also believe it's true that he actually has never played it since God of War 1.
This guy's been going on about how he's a big God of War guy. He hasn't played God of War since God of War 1. Why the f is this guy complaining if he hasn't played God of War since 2006?
My understanding is that I don't know the insecurities of Asmund. I don't know. Most people do, unless you're within his circle of friends. Nobody properly knows his insecurities. But I also don't think he's ever played. I don't think he's ever I don't know if he's ever finished a game where the female lead was like strong. But also, like, if you never continued the storyline of Kratos to where he was an angry man because he was tricked by the god of Ares the god of war Ares to kill his family. And then if you didn't see him in the second game where he's revenging against Zeus for tricking him and killing him, and then he's properly killing him in 3, but then gets traumatized by Pandora, which is like the girl of Pandora's box. He gets traumatized by the death of another girl that he almost adopts, basically.
He's f***ing ulting the whole time. Oh, dude, I'm insane right now. I played every single God of War game. Bro, I have a playthrough of the God of War mobile game. This guy's just like sitting here talking about how he's like, oh my god, guys, I'm the target audience. You haven't even played the f***ing games, loser.
Yeah, because, like, again, if you are the target audience, you know what? Maybe I do want to watch the full video of Papa Gut. But otherwise, Papa Gut, follow him. I did. I liked it. It looks really good. But again, it's incredibly crazy to think that Mr. Asmongold here, the Roach King, is preaching along with others about how they don't want a female they don't want a female character leading God of War, when she has her own accomplishments to enjoy. And the fact that, again, like I said, it's funny to where I know why he's making all these statements, because he's farming the engagement. He's farming people who will talk about him. He's gonna then make content about the people who's farmed him, like he's done with Hassan Piker. I don't know if he will ever play the other God of War games, because I actually don't even know if you can play God of War 2. I don't know if you can play God of War 3. You can play the 3 on the PlayStation, but I don't know how else you can play the other titles without going to GameStop or getting a used copy. I do not know.
It's a guy game.
I mean, a guy game's made for guys. That's the same kind of argument when it comes to what is it? What's the game? Larry Leisure. Leisure Suit Larry is a guy's game. Okay? Playboy Mansion is a guy's game. I don't know what to tell you, boss. But yeah, that's definitely one of the things that like had me on that train of just putting it in my like feed. Anyways, there's another thing too. Again, Joseph YR. Again, let's see. It's hilarious to me how unbelievably stupid this anti-woke culture actually is in regards to the game like God of War, because people like Asmund directly contradicts their arguments. Direct shout out to Papa Gut for their video on this. Hey! Again, people make content because they react to each other. To where I just reacted to a clip of Papa Gut. Man, you talk about Papa Gut, I talked about Papa Gut. It's pretty sick. But it's incredibly crazy to where I just watched a video about Pop. Anyways, it's incredibly crazy to think that Asmongold fights so hard to make a point about God of War, but it would strengthen. I think to give him the benefit of the doubt, if Asmund actually plays more God of War games for his channel, he'd actually be able to make a better opinion. Otherwise, he only ever has God of War 1 to make an opinion on, because he's also incredibly busy making political content. He's incredibly busy. He just finished Resident Evil 4, I think. Anyways. Hold on.
Kratos is the peak masculine male character, and the people that are playing it are overwhelmingly male.
I have zero respect.
I mean, it's not overwhelmed. It is a huge percentage of men playing God of War. But there are also women that enjoy that too, especially like women have the capacity to enjoy this game too.
For Asmongold at the best of times, but this is just laughably embarrassing. I say this as someone who has platinum trophies for almost every God of War game.
Okay, so you almost all of the God of War games. Again, I don't know. I could fire up my PlayStation at some point and see if you could actually play the other God of War games.
There is, you can even check my name on PS Trophies if you like, and has played God of War since it first came out on the PS2, and simultaneously is someone who is gayer than the day is long. I am exactly the kind of person that people on this knob's line of mental gymnastics thinks God of War does not appeal to.
I mean, God of War appeals to a man. He is a lovely man. I would agree that following a guy with boulder shoulder for days is fun to be around, especially, and to live cathartically through a guy who uses his anger so you don't have to. There's a certain beauty of playing a game of a guy who's expressing his stress relief onto the skulls of other people is a little bit cathartic.
Asmongold, the role model for the anti-woke crowd that claims he wants to be catered to as a straight white man in his disdain for God of War Lao Fei, which looks amazing, by the way.
Again, it's an amazing game. It's the same reason why I got attracted to Lollipop Chainsaw. I got attracted to Bayonetta. I like the idea of playing a Metroid game again. I'm thinking about playing. I've played both Aloy games. I want to play more Clair Obscur. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3, specifically for Karlach and maybe Shadowheart. There's a lot of games with female leads that are incredibly strong, who will fold me like paper. It would be a good time.
Has openly stated that he hasn't played any God of War game since 2005. Big shout outs to Papa Gut for his video on this because it literally made me laugh out loud and is what I'm stitching this video out of. You ate that.
At the end of the day, I want to be catered to.
A few moments later.
Who's this? No, I haven't played God of War since God of War 1.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, that's right, because he says, again, this game is a continuation of the storyline from God of War 18. The whole point of this game is to be a continuation of God of War 18, and yet, again, I understand to where if you didn't want to play this game because it's not the same of God of War that you started, I understand that. If you said that you stopped playing God of War after God of War 3 because that is the storyline that you want to have only, sure. But also, I know this is a marketing tactic to like farm people like this, because you doing things like this is the reasons why that other content are being made. You say the most outlandish things to have people make content about it, and then you react to the people who's made content about you. Although oftentimes it's been you reacting to Hassan, who is complaining about you, and then you it's crazy.
If you're going to get on a soapbox and exclaim about how outraged you are about something, you could at least be engaged with the thing you claim to be outraged by. People claim that we as woke people create problems out of nothing, and yet here you are crying about a game you had no interest in playing in the first place.
I mean, you could be interested in it. You have an opportunity, but the opportunity is very low. It is a very low opportunity.
So as my queer as hell self, my queer self that's actually played the God of War games and is excited by the new Lao Fei game, and also isn't trying to relate to big muscle masculine men, quite frankly, neither should you be, look at you. Let me tell you, if that is your role model, that's your pariah for standing against the woke crowd, I gotta tell ya, we ain't got nothing to worry about, because you can't even stand with your own arguments, let alone stand against ours. Morons. Absolute morons.
It's a guy...
Yeah, that's essentially like what got me down the rabbit hole of like, where does Asmund stand on this? Because Papa Gut was the first thing I saw, and then there's Joseph that's talking about Papa Gut, that's talking about Asmongold. It is a circular system within YouTube and in social media of us talking about the biggest people, right? It's incredibly wild. He has some hot takes. He has some bad takes. But in between the mess, there are nuggets that are interesting to look at. And then this is an instance to where I ask myself, he did this on purpose. And I want to know partially how this fire burns. Because he put himself in this hole. He knows that he put himself in this hole. And I don't think he cares, because he knows that people will make content about him. Much like how other people has before. But I don't know. That's follow Papa Gut. Follow Joseph YR. That is the ecosystem of the internet, I suppose. Let me see. Did I talk about this? Okay, I did talk about this, so I can go away.
Oh, wait, how did he get here?
How did he get here? Did you not remember him getting his ass beat in Ragnarok? But because from the moment that she was cremated into her getting to Everwin, time is a bouncy ball that just goes everywhere. You don't know the consistency of time, so this could be him in everyone during the incident in the first God of War game where he was in a beam of light, or this was from when he technically died and then got revived by Thor.
What the hell? Yeah, I all I saw was people are mad about this, and I saw a picture of her, and
Okay, let me just start this over. This is so this is Katzen, and let's see what she has to say. Katzen, you should. I'm gonna like it. I like the idea of what she's about to say. She was about to start saying something until I cut it off.
Oh, wait, how did he get here?
Because again, I was just talking about two things could be happening. Either this is during the time that he went to the Dark Elves and was in that Tower of Light in the God of War 2018, or this could be him during his near-death experience during God of War Ragnarok fighting Thor. I see two paths.
what the hell? Yeah, I all I saw was people are mad about this, and I saw a picture of her, and makes me think that none of those people actually played God of War. The same people.
And just to remind you guys, the reason why people were upset about this God of Woke is because it's not Kratos, it's not Atreus, it's a woman who, if they don't remember, was toe-to-toe with Thor. It is a woman who almost killed Kratos and then convinced him to say I love you, and then he was convinced to have a kid with her, which then becomes the Norse mythology of how Loki is referred to as his son. Sorry, he can be Lady Loki. It goes both ways. But anyways,
People that are mad that you play as this woman, they weren't mad about Stellar Blade and
yeah, I forget Stellar Blade and Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers.
Wu Chang, but they're mad about Ghost of Yote.
I will say they're mad about Ghost of Yote because it's difficult, in my opinion, it's very difficult to latch onto the character of Ghost of Yote because Erika Nishi's character is I find myself hard to connect with her because she spent her entire, so spoilers for Ghost of Yote, she spends her entire life she watched her family getting murdered by a group of people because she's internalizing that, oh, if I didn't invite this person to our home, we wouldn't be in this situation. So she spent years to train and to get ready to kill these people, and that is all she's living for. That is her identity. She will not waver, and even when meeting her brother or like getting more and more like throughout the game, there were certain plot choices to where, why is she still this angry? Why is she still making these decisions despite X, Y, and Z, right? It just also reminds me of the poor story plot connections to within like Assassin's Creed Shadow, because I think to myself, Yasuke, there was a whole controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows, as there was. They made a figure with a broken pagoda, Torii Gate, and that was a bad thing. They used reference materials from somebody basically saying that I am the source of this information, and my source is me making it up. There is controversy. There's a lot of controversies from Assassin's Creed Shadows, especially where the point to where, what is it? Hold on. AC Shadows. What's her name? What's her name? Her name is... What is this? Oh my god, this curated review in Japanese, it feels paid. I don't know. What is even the girl's name? What is the girl's name? It's a global hit because, I mean, it's an average game. But point being is, like, when the assassin and Yasuke finally meet, there's supposed to be there's a confrontation, and then after Talk no Jutsu, they become best friends. That is extremely illogical. And then, like, they go along with it. She is supposed to still stay upset about Yasuke because he had a part in her family's death. So you're telling me that after they talk to each other, she is okay with him? I don't know. Anyways, I got distracted.
And Luffy in God of War. That's something's not adding up. Okay, wait a minute. If she's not pretty, she has no value.
Deborah is... I think Deborah is subjectively beautiful. Everybody else who doesn't think she's beautiful are the same people who've never played Stellar Blade. They're like Asmund, who's never played the God of War from 2018, 2022. It's crazy.
So you're saying that more than half the population don't have value unless their boobs are out.
I mean...
But she is pretty. Exactly. But she's not like 20, like 18 with massive tits. She's just normal pretty.
She's not as pretty as Claire Obscure. She may not be pretty like a Mortal Kombat character. She's not Chun-Li. She isn't Cammy. She is not Bayonetta. She's not Zelda. But it's crazy to where, again, it's a situation where they're projecting. And because they're projecting, it's almost like their judgment is extremely clouded. Kind of like how Asmongold's never played anything after 2005, after the first God of War game, and is basing all of his commentary of God of War from God of War 1.
She's not like literally an AI anime waifu. Imagine if people did that with male characters. Kratos isn't hot enough.
Kratos says, Kratos, you don't have enough hair. I'm sorry, I don't like you. The muscle, you don't have enough muscle around your chin. You don't look like a Giga Chad. Like, you don't look like you're smoldering. No, he just...
I don't want to play this. Like, how weird would that be? Joel is just ugly.
Joel's extremely old. Joel is an angry man who lost a daughter, and I don't want to play a man who lost his daughter because I don't want to feel like I lost my kid. That's wild.
I don't want to play as Joel. 40-year-old man, and he's mid. I don't want to play as Joel. Like, imagine people actually did that. That's fucking weird. Games with ugly men don't...
You name two hot characters, game with ugly men don't do well with each other. What, is that Legendary Drops? Maybe? I don't know if Legendary Drops was in the chat, but that's interesting. You named two... I mean, I also named Chun-Li. I also named Cammy, Juri. I named Ciri. But Ciri, people understand the character Ciri from The Witcher, and they give that permission because she was a young adult at the end of the third Witcher, and she's the main character of the fourth game.
Don't do well either. That's not true though. There's a lot of male characters that are hot, and there's a lot that aren't.
A big example would be basic male, basic women models in High Guard. There's a ugly model within Pragmata. There's Paragate, I think. There's a, or I don't know what the game's called. There's a lot of games that have like average male and female characters, and I think it's to protect the egos of others. I don't know who.
Joel is not hot. Joel is mid. He's an average looking guy. Geralt, he's hot because he has a six-pack.
Is he hot because I mean, I would argue that people find traps attractive, people find beards attractive. That's not me. I'm pretty sure I'm straight. But if Katzen doesn't like the beard or the traps, scars, I understand that is her choice.
But if he had a dad bod, he wouldn't be. And Kratos, same thing. Kratos has a six-pack. If he had a dad bod, he wouldn't be hot.
Again, I do feel a little targeted because again, if Kratos looked like Thor, maybe not. But if Kratos looked like the average dad in today's economy, sure, maybe.
That's all it is. It's like, oh, mid-face, six-pack. Oh, he's so hot. So same thing. It's like mid-character, big tits. Oh, I'm happy now. That's all it is. I like hot characters, don't get me wrong. If a character is hot, that's a bonus. That's a plus. Like, I like that. I want to dress them up all cute and silly and funny and put a thong on them like Baldur's Gate. I like.
That's me doing fashion hunting is a part of the reason why I partially enjoy having a female character in Monster Hunter, because in a very ultimate way, your foil in the game doesn't matter so much as does the gear that you get from killing monsters, and that's the important part.
Hot characters, but if they're not hot and the game is really good, then I don't care. That's not the only.
Yeah, because the game has to be good first before you find other things to latch onto. Because you can hate the game, but if you enjoyed the characters, you would end up being convinced to buy the characters because you like it, not because of the game. Because I see two paths, right? You buy DLC because it adds on to something you already enjoy, or you buy DLC to save the current things you got. I wouldn't know.
Only thing I care about. It's just a bonus. It's like, oh yay, I get a cherry on my cake, but the cake's good too, whatever.
Yeah, it's basically gravy because, case in point, Devil May Cry 3 was an extremely fun game that saved the Devil May Cry franchise. Did it get benefits from Dante looking attractive and like having his own style, sounding a certain way, having his shirt open all the time? No, it doesn't affect the game as a whole, but it's definitely gravy on top when you see him jump back up and go back into everything, honestly. I don't know what I was talking about. I lost the plot at some point. I'm very sorry.
Your cube. This is giving random D&D encounter. You're put into.
I mean, everything in general within this fantasy game is D&D.
A cage. You see a talking cube with a sword shoved inside, and the cube wiggles as it speaks to you. What the fuck? This game is woke. Yeah, too many cubes. Talking.
Yeah, too many bricks, man. Too many bricks. The polygons on Lara Croft, Unreal, I don't want that anymore. The polygons on Tifa in Final Fantasy VII, I don't like it. I don't want to play it no more. So yeah, like it's... I don't know if the heat's getting to me, but yeah, no, Katzen, you're absolutely right. It makes a lot of sense. It's crazy for me to think that people can look at a game with a female lead and say, that game looks bad, I don't want to play it. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. man, such good content. God, there's just so much people talk about, so much. What is this about? I can't believe the King of Trident was right. Okay. But ultimately, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I think I'm excited for God of War. If I can't play it, then I'll just have to take a PlayStation and then just go from there. Yeah, man. God of War be crazy. God of War is crazy. I think I yapped quite a bit, actually, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm done yapping for now. I'm gonna go sleep a bit. It's really hot right now, even with the iced water, so yeah, it took me a minute to yap about God of War, Laufey. I'm excited to play it. I just have to like either grab it from my friend, get the PlayStation from my friend. He is, for whatever reason, extremely willing for me to let me borrow the console. So if he's allowing me to borrow the console, then that's great. If he wants to play it first, let him play it first, because I got other things to deal with. Because we have Ascendance for Monster Hunter. We have what is that? We have Onimusha with Sword. We have Final Fantasy Rebirth, and we have Final Fantasy Revelations. We have a lot of games to deal with, so I'm going to be really busy. So I'm going to take a break. If I stream again real soon, we'll see what happens, but I'm going to go. Bye.